Reapers underground. We hope you survive.
Indeed, the devil's work is never done because I'm right fucking here. That's right. It is Friday night. Demons. Let's kick off this weekend in epic fashion. And I couldn't be more excited. If you haven't shared this out already, you need to share this out anywhere and everywhere there is a metal lover. Because we have legendary band the Convalescence, currently on Cleopatra Records. Got Keith with us tonight. And this is a long time coming because we come from the same fucking state. That's how long I've been following these guys. And I'm so happy and honored to have you on the show. And we're going to be talking about all the ooey goodness of everything in their career, touring, albums, the whole 9 yards. So share this shit out. Otherwise, I'm coming for you. But before we get into all this madness, we are going to take a quick commercial break to our brothers at Horror Struck Hot Sauce. Hotter than hell. Check it out. That's right. If you have the penchant and passion for horror and also love to eat, well, let's make that undead flesh sing with the best tasting hot sauce out there. HorrorStruckHotSauce.com. All right. How you doing tonight, Keith?
Good,
Welcome
man.
To the underground.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, absolutely. So you guys are from Toledo, is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
Never really spent much. I lived there till I was 44 years old. And I don't think I ever got to Toledo. So for a band like yourselves to come out of there, to me, it's just fucking phenomenal. So many great musicians in the metal scene. I'm not sure what it's like right now, but when I was still in the thick of it up to about 2021, it was pretty cool because it kind of seemed like it died off. There wasn't really too many big bands to come out of there except for myself and Black Tar Superstar. But we were also in a different scene. We were in the doom scene. And one of the things that initially that I've always loved about you guys is you're not a gimmick band and you can't place you in a box like most metal bands. I've seen it described as symphonic, horror, horrorcore, deathcore, metalcore as well, because you have quite an excellent, clean vocal that I hear a lot in your music at certain times. So, how would you define your guys' sound?
Honestly, man, we don't really think about it. We never really have. We've never really been trying to be deathcore or death metal or do anything like specific. We just kind of, go into the studio and write what we think jams, and we just that's what comes out, and it's so I don't know. I would just describe it as metal in general. Yeah. I just it's definitely probably not the most subgenre like specific person's band. I know there's a lot of people in like the black metal scene, for instance, that really have a strong opinion about what we do.
Really?
And
Okay.
and on the same note, there's like the hardcore scene, and they look at us and they're like, man, that's like the cringiest thing I've ever seen. But and that's totally fine.
You gotta love that bullshit. We're still
Yeah.
living this in 2026.
But and people act like that's a negative thing sometimes, but honestly, it doesn't bother us because we're able to go and play a death metal show. We
Right.
can go play with deathcore bands. We can play with slam bands or grindcore or whatever. We can play the festivals that are like 300 bands and you can read no logos.
Right.
And we can also go play a mainstream rock festival. We can also go play, rap concerts with the Juggalos, and it's all
Right.
fun. So
exactly. That makes you a crossover act.
We can just kind of go wherever there's people, and really when it's our live show, it's about the live performance, it's about the show. Not that we want to play our music bad by any means or whatever,
Well,
but
no, of course.
It's really mostly about the show and about getting everybody in that room to have a fun, entertaining experience with us. Because at the end of the day, we are entertainers way above the fact that we're musicians.
Absolutely.
Nobody's paying us to be musicians.
Yeah.
In a live setting.
Excellent first-rate musicians. I mean, everybody plays super, super good.
We appreciate that. But we understand that we're there we're at these clubs and venues to put on a show and to entertain the people that are coming out to that club that night and give them something to go home and talk about and make them want to come back and see us again next time, and make it an experience for them where they're like, I'm telling my friends at work tomorrow, whatever. That's our goal. If people listen to our music after that, that's even better. But that's our goal.
Yeah.
We're out touring.
Absolutely. There's a lot that goes into your stage show that I never really do because I every time, I mean, we've played a lot of the same places and we were just never on a bill, to be able to open or anything like that. So I've never actually gotten to see your show. But there's moments here where we have some sideshow going on.
Yeah.
Is that pretty heavy in there, or is it?
So we added the sideshow element. Like we've done stuff like there's really old videos from like our first handful of shows in like 2011 where we had a friend of ours like breathing fire.
Oh, nice.
But it was like
back when we could still do it.
Yeah. It was very much like scary kind of because it was like not rehearsed. It was totally like it was sketch. You know what I mean? Like it was just like our drunk buddy, just like, I can breathe fire. Check it out. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like planned good, but like, so we've had stuff and we've had like people do like suspension and stuff during our sets at festivals before.
Oh shit, that'd be badass.
And we've been doing stuff like throwing fake guts into the crowd and spraying blood and stuff for like years. And we played Pale Fest in Chillicothe, Ohio, and I kicked a whole severed head into the crowd.
Fuck
and like all that kind of stuff. We just try to make
you got their attention.
Yeah, we just try to make it like fun for everybody. Big gory show. Everybody leaves all bloody and stuff, and they're having a good time. But this year for the 10-year anniversary, we wanted to step it up. We worked with our friend Chris from Decompositions Corpse Creations up in Michigan. He built us some awesome props for the store. He did mic stands for us a few years ago. And he built these like towers that go up either side of the drummer with like these gargoyle type skeletons like at the top.
Yeah.
He upgraded the character that we named Timmy during our set. Is basically a corpse on like a medical cart, and we bring him out and explain to everybody why he's a piece of shit, and everybody yells "Fuck you, Timmy," and then we throw his guts into the crowd, and they get to take them home and whatever. So
Oh man,
it's Timmy started as like a joke on a Halloween tour a couple years ago, and has just grown in popularity throughout the last couple of years. So we had to make a proper Timmy instead of like the shitty Timmy from Amazon. So we upgraded that kind of stuff, and then we added Chris Chaos. We met her when she was driving for Green Jello, and we became friends. And she brought up at the end of the Psycho Sideshow tour last year, she's like, I do sideshow stuff too. I'm like, no, had no idea. And she's like, it would be really awesome to do some sideshow stuff on the road for some shows with you guys, see how it goes. It'd be a cool thing to add to the show. And of course, at first, when she was like, I can breathe fire, I can do this, I'm thinking like, dude, no venues are going to let us do this inside.
Not nowadays. No.
You know what I mean? Like there's going to be nobody's going to let us do this. How's this going to work? So we went over a lot of logistics and stuff, and we advanced with all the venues, and made sure it was safe, made sure it was like going to be organized and rehearsed and done right. We actually did rehearsals for the last tour at Harpo's in Detroit. So shout out to Roosevelt for letting us use his gigantic venue to make sure we had space to make sure all our show was going to go how we planned it to be. But we brought Chris on the road with us on the last tour, and she was able to breathe fire or do fire stuff in every venue except for 2. She does like where she'll like pierce her face live while we're playing, and then use the grinder on it and do the sparks and stuff like that. And she does like a handful of different sideshow stuff on top of just interacting with the crowd. And she does some of the female clean vocals.
Oh, nice.
From like Poison Words and stuff like that. And she actually recorded some stuff on our new record with us. And the tour went so well, we kind of made her like a full-fledged band member that we're just going to have the sideshow element now from going forward.
Oh, I think it's a great pairing.
Yeah, people loved it. And we love doing it. We think it made the show a lot better. So we really stepped things up this year. So this year is the first time that we've toured with a sideshow, even though we've done sideshow stuff for select dates here and there. When the opportunity came up, we were always like, yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah. Aaron says, Keith, that sounds like so much fun and badass.
Yeah, come out to a show, man. It's a good time.
Absolutely. Do you ever go to Texas? Because that's where he's
We
at.
are going to Texas May 2nd and 3rd.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What part?
On this next tour, we're doing Fort Worth on May 2nd. We're headlining at the Rail Club. And then we will be with Cradle of Filth and Suffocation on May 3rd in Corpus Christi.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah.
I've always said for a long time that I felt like you guys and Cradle of Filth would be a fucking killer show.
This is the first time it has ever happened.
Isn't that something? It takes a while, but when you get there, unholy shit.
Yeah, we've toured with Suffocation. They actually took us on our first European tour ever. 10 years ago now.
God damn.
They took us over there. It was us, Monument of Misanthropy, Abiotic, Cattle Decapitation, and Suffocation.
Oh, Cattle.
Cattle's incredible, man.
Absolutely enjoyed talking to their guitarist. I had him on for an interview a while back. Great guys.
Yeah. And it was great. We love Suffocation. Ricky, their vocalist, actually did a guest feature on our song Bloodletter.
Yep.
So it was awesome to work with Ricky on that. We've known Ricky longer than we've known Suffocation. He used to be the drummer for Disgorge. And in 2015, we did a tour with Surreption, Arima, Disgorge, and Cryptopsy. And that's when we met Ricky. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So how'd you like it over there in Europe?
Oh, I love Europe. It's great. I mean, they
Totally
really,
different crowds.
yeah. I mean, I will say with the European crowds, they're always a bit standoffish at first. Like,
No shit.
like I'm talking for like the first 2 or 3 songs.
Sure.
Like in each song, they get like 5 steps closer to the stage.
Ah,
Like it's until they're like, okay, these guys are legit. Like 2 or 3 songs in, they're like, all right, we like these guys, and then it's just crazy after that. But
I was
like,
gonna say they're the best fucking metal crowds, but you just never know how they're gonna react to what you do.
we've had really good experiences. We've been there 3 times.
Nice.
We went to the UK, but we didn't do the rest of Europe this last time.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
UK is a great spot to be.
Yeah, the UK tours that we've done have been incredible. We did in 2016 we went to Europe with the Suffocation Cattle Decap tour.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We went back in 2019 with 6 Feet Under.
Oh wow.
Which that was a phenomenal tour.
How'd you enjoy Chris Barnes?
I like Chris. We still
I think he gets a bad rap, doesn't he?
I mean, yeah, he does, but he brings some of it on himself, I feel like.
Yep.
Like I said, I like Chris, man, but he's trolling on the internet sometimes. Like he's just out there asking for it sometimes. But he was nothing but cool to us, man. Like he was really awesome. I got to sing some of TNT with him in Germany.
Oh fuck yeah!
And he was real supportive of the band. I still get like Merry Christmas texts from him and stuff.
No shit, that's great.
So no, he's a good dude, man. Like I like him. All the respect in the world for Chris, but
same. I mean,
yeah, it was a good tour.
That he helped build one of the most prolific death metal bands of all time.
Oh, absolutely. And it was cool watching him and Jack Owen play. Like I think they did Hammer Smashed Face and Stripped, Raped, and Strangled were the 2 Cannibal songs they did. Yeah.
As well as he should be able to. Ozzy did it with Sabbath songs.
Oh, I mean, dude, everybody went nuts. It was great. So that tour was really, really fucking cool. In 2022, we did Europe for the 3rd time, UK for the 1st time. We were like the dead opener, like 1st of 5.
Holy shit.
We had Varials played 2nd, Body Snatcher played 3rd. And then it was a co-headliner, and they'd switch back and forth every night. But it was Carnifex and Chelsea Grin.
Oh, nice.
And Carnifex was doing the anniversary for Dead in My Arms. So they were playing like that whole album.
Wow.
And then Chelsea Grin was doing their like self-titled EP. And they were playing all that, plus some like newer ones and stuff. And, when I was a teenager, I was big into deathcore, man. Like Carnifex, Chelsea Grin. That stuff was... I listen to that daily. You know what I mean? So there's some videos on YouTube of me singing Playing with Fire with Chelsea Grin.
Oh, nice.
And they were super awesome dudes. We've been friends with the Carnifex guys for a really, really, really long time. Scott from Carnifex features on our song No Survivors.
Hell yeah.
And they're great dudes, man. And I know Carnifex got us on that tour and definitely appreciate them for that. That was our first time to the UK. It was phenomenal. I think all the UK shows on that tour were sold out. And we got to do shit like go to Stonehenge and stuff, which was
talk about a spiritual experience.
And and then we just went back to the UK last year with Green Jello. And that was a different experience than like a big metal tour. Just different crowds, different kinds of clubs, than we would normally go to when we go over there.
Was it a bit more open? Because I know that they were on, the whole COVID thing for a lot longer than the States.
Even in 2022, when we were there with Carnifex and Chelsea Grin, I mean, they were packed 700-800 cap rooms.
Wow.
So, I mean, it wasn't, that tour had been moved back twice because of COVID. Like it kept getting pushed back. And then finally, end of 2022, it actually happened.
Okay, yeah.
So
I was always wondering about that because they were a lot stricter over there. So it's
yeah,
really cool that you guys were finally able to pull that tour off.
yeah, and I mean, dude, the UK is beautiful, man. It's I liked it. I like going to the UK in the middle of like a European tour because it like kind of reminds you of being here.
Kind
You
of.
know what I mean?
You don't
Like
have to worry about the language barrier.
I that hasn't really been a thing, a huge
Oh,
thing
that's cool.
for us. I mean, most people over there speak English, and if they don't, there's Google Translate is a hell of a thing.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Um, we we use that a lot more. I feel like when we go to Japan,
That makes sense.
so we've been to Japan twice, and like we've picked up on a lot of stuff, you know, but it's there's still definitely a way bigger language barrier going to Japan than there is
Oh, huge.
in Europe, or especially in the UK. But Japan has been incredible too. We went there for the first time in
Well, they love
2024.
fucking metal, man. They love metal.
I don't think we've played a show that hasn't been sold out yet in Japan.
That's amazing.
You know, we went there, we did 3 shows, one in Osaka, and then back-to-back nights in Tokyo with Obituary in 2024. And then we went there last year with Left to Die.
Ooh,
I don't know if
okay.
you're familiar with Left to Die.
Yeah, not a lot. I've heard one of the songs.
Well, it's Terry Butler from Obituary, the singer from Exhumed, the drummer from Gruesome, and Rick Ross from Death, and they play all Death songs.
That's amazing.
So like stuff from like, you know, the really early stuff, you know.
Oh, sure.
And that shit was really cool to hear because I mean, dude, it sounds just like Death.
Very much so.
And it's just like this
I
is
don't
the
know. How
closest.
would you compare that to that Death to All tour when some of the original members of Death got to get back together? And
You talking about the one with like Gene Hoglan, Steve Giorgio, and stuff?
yup.
Man, I love Steve and Gene, dude. We toured with them when
He's fucking amazing.
we went out in 2017 on tour with Testament, Sepultura, and Prong in the States. And
man.
Gene was playing drums and Steve was playing bass for Testament.
Gene was so gracious to me.
Yeah, they're the
during our
coolest
interview.
dudes. Yeah, they're the coolest dudes.
He was in the middle of getting ready to actually go on tour with Death Clock.
Yeah.
And he's like, my plane got delayed. Let's keep talking.
Nice.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You're my hero since I was in short pants.
Yeah. Every day we'd be all painted up, like getting ready to go in. And, you know, he didn't go on for hours past when we went on. So he would just be sitting in a folding chair outside the load-in door every day, smoking a cigarette with his sunglasses on, like break a leg every day, every single day.
He'll never take those fuckers off. I swear.
It would have been weird to not have Gene making some kind of comment on the way in.
Makes sense.
Each day on that tour, but no, it was great. I mean, I didn't see Death to All. I saw Left to Die because we toured with them.
Yeah.
But I have not seen Death to All, but I'm sure, you know, the caliber of musicians those dudes are.
Oh,
I'm sure it's phenomenal.
Uncanny.
I'm
they
sure
were just focusing on those the 2 records that Gene was on.
Yeah, and this is like Left to Die is like 2 different records from that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I definitely need to catch that. I'm gonna have to scour YouTube tonight.
Yeah.
See if I can find a live show.
Absolutely.
Oh man, just a huge variety of so many amazing bands that, especially here at the Underground, all of us, everybody out in the Black Flame universe, love those bands, and you guys have had a chance to do that, and that's kind of what we were saying. The fact that you don't fit in one box, you can literally go out with this person, that person. It doesn't have to be a bill that's everyone's painted up or this, that, or the other thing. We can actually, read the name of your band. It's easy.
Yeah.
I never did. As much as I love black metal, never understood it. Why they don't want people to be able to read their logo.
I mean, I think it's just a style thing.
Probably. Which in some cases, I don't know, especially someone that puts flyers and shit together like I do. It's tough because you always have to make it really, really big. You can't really make it small.
we made a big point to make sure our label was like symmetrical and stuff too, that it fit like in a rectangle. And
smart.
Figured that was important. Yeah.
The horror aspect of your stage show is obviously the first thing that ever caught me way back when I was still playing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, what are some of the horror films that inspired you to do some of that stuff?
I mean, honestly, dude, I just, growing up, I always watched the classic slasher films, like when I was a kid, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, that kind of stuff, Halloween, whatever. I was never super big into like Scream or whatever.
Right. I mean, that's not really a gore.
I liked Hellraiser.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And like that whole series and stuff. I'm a big fan of like Alien and Predator, those kind of movies. And just like, realistically, it was like a mixture of like horror movies and horror themes like that. I always thought that the gore in those movies was so cool. And then you watch
for me,
movies
the gorier the better.
Yeah, like newer movies too, like Terrifier. I think Terrifier's like the series. I think the movies are awful. Like, but realistically, the kills in it are so good. It's like worth watching.
Yeah.
And that's like my thought on that. Like I'm not like, wow, the storyline in this is fantastic. I
don't think that's what makes everyone fall in love with Art the Clown in the first place.
No, Art the Clown is great as just killing people, and that's it.
And he's having a good time.
Yeah. They could just be like, here's 10 kills in this movie in a row, and I would be like, sick. and like we don't need any of what's going on the rest of the time.
Yeah, it's like move over Faces of Death. Art's got
it. It's so like I enjoyed that. The Wrong Turn movies were super gory.
They were, yes.
That was pretty sick, and so I've always watched horror movies, especially like the gory slasher kind of stuff, like or something where there's like a monster or something is great. But it also comes from, since I was a teenager, I've been listening to bands like Cannibal Corpse, like Devourment, 6 Feet Under, Cattle Decap, stuff like that. They're Black Dahlia Murder. There's some gory shit going on.
Oh,
and I love that. And then just like seeing some of the artwork from some of these death metal bands over the years, where it's just so brutal and so just like awesome. I think just the whole thing in general just kind of like interest me. Like I want to write horror lyrics too. I want to, and it's not like we're basing songs off like movies or something, or like
no, you're not
just writing like
we know
you're just writing some like gory shit. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day. And then it took a little bit for us to really figure out, like, aside from like the paint and the fake blood and stuff like that, like it took us a little bit to decide like where we wanted to go with the show to kind of tie that in as much as we wanted to. Over the years, we've gone through a lot of band members. That's not a secret. We play like 150 to 200 shows a year.
Right.
The reality of it is we also play heavy music, which means we don't make a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like that's like literally what that means is, we play this music because we hate money. And basically like if you're touring 150, 200 days a year, at some point, people are just like, dude, I can't keep doing this.
For real. Yeah. It's plus, like a WWE wrestler. There are 364 dates a year. So
yeah,
people get burnt out.
You get burnt out on some of these long runs. If you go a tour where like the turnouts aren't super great for a whole tour, you're just kind of like, man, why the fuck am I out here? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not fun when it becomes work and it's not fun. is when it gets really difficult. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And
the passion kind of gets lost.
Yeah, you just when you're already tired, you're already burnt out, you're already in a position of being uncomfortable, and then it's not you don't see it growing, and you're just like feel like you're just like spinning your wheels for like no reason kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like I could sit at home and not gain more fans. You know what I mean? Like why the fuck? Why am I at this dive bar in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska right now?
Ah,
and
that's where I'm at right now.
Are you in Nebraska? That's
yes,
funny.
sir.
I'm sorry, but
it's quiet.
Yeah, it's one of those things, dude, that it gets tough, man. It gets tough for anybody.
Fuck yeah.
And you know, I've been at this for 15 years just in this band. I toured in bands before this. I think it's been 19 years since my first live show. So I've definitely felt burnout. I've definitely just wanted to like go home at some point, but you know, I just haven't. I haven't stopped. But you know, I don't blame anybody for, you know, a lot of people that have left have gone and gotten like different career paths or even other opportunities in music. You know what I mean? And they're doing super well for themselves, and I'm happy for them.
No, that's good. Not having those kind of like loss of members due to, you know, bickering and
I mean, there's been that too. It's been 15 years. People have fought and been pissed and left and whatever. It happens, you know. I see it happen with like local bands that don't even leave the same city and they go home every night.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's people just don't get along forever, especially when you cram them in a confined space. Make them work really hard and don't pay them enough. You know what I mean? That's just being in a metal band. I feel like in 2025.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that.
I will say, but man, like
got to be a passion. There's got to be a passion.
I will say, aside from, you know, the fact that touring is getting insanely more expensive than it ever has been.
Absolutely, gas prices alone.
Yeah. And just like also just the volume of shows that are happening in every city every night of the week, you know, that all these tours are competing. Nobody has money to go to like 10 shows a month. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
Oh no, it's difficult.
It's hard. It's hard to get people to come to one show because they're just like
across the board.
Yeah, they're trying to get by, you know, and on the same note, everybody's streaming music, and the streaming platforms don't pay musicians shit.
No, so they like, single-handedly changed the entire game. I was going to ask you how you feel about that.
About streaming?
Fuck yeah. There's good to it and a lot of bad to it, I think, at the same time.
I do miss the idea of like, not the idea even, but just like I remember a band I liked that I read about in a magazine,
right,
was going to be dropping a new album.
Yep.
And I was fucking pumped, and I had to wait till that day and then like go to the store physically and buy that shit. And then you would go pop the CD into your CD player or whatever, and sit there and read the lyrics out of the booklet and listen to it like 100 times in a row. Right. I did that my whole fucking childhood.
Same.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
it started with vinyl and cassettes for me because I was an 80s kid.
And now, like, I know bands that don't even release physical music anymore.
No. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah, they're like, it's a waste of money to order CDs. Nobody has a CD player.
There is still a huge amount of.
We sell a lot of hard copy CDs. We sell a lot of vinyls.
I was going to say, there's plenty of people out there that still want it.
Yeah, there is, but it's a certain crowd.
It is.
And it's the old dudes. That's who wants it. You know, it's straight up.
I was going to say it's probably your 35 to 50 crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the main reason, like younger, like kids, or even like people in the early 20s, like they don't have a CD player.
No, they don't. No.
But if they buy one, they can get the band to sign it.
Right. And
then it sits on a shelf while they stream it.
That's so true. I tell
Like,
people in the horror community at the cons that I go to, I'm like, well, do you have a PlayStation 5? I bet you have an Xbox. You can still watch my movie. Stick it in there.
right, right. No, it's you know, and I'm guilty of doing the same thing. It's literally easier to just type it in real quick and hit play than it is to go grab the disc from wherever the fuck it is, put it into whatever, wait for it to load, find the track you want. You know what I like, for sure. But it also, I feel like streaming doesn't have that like excited feeling to it.
Nope.
You know, you're
like
not really getting all the artwork.
Nope.
Not like you do with a physical. You're not sitting there reading the album lyrics in the booklet. You're not doing all that, man. And like the excitement of seeing a music video on like Headbangers Ball or like,
dude, that was the fucking
or seeing it on like Uranium.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember just watching like Mistress Julia introducing bands like on Uranium and stuff. And it blew my mind when we played Incarceration Festival.
Oh my gosh, yeah. What a fantastic show.
For the first time in 2018. And when we played it, Mistress Julia introduced us on stage.
Whoa.
And I was like, whoa. And like there was and like we were like, dude, no way. And there was like other people around that like didn't know who that was.
Which is like insane.
Or like why we were excited.
Right.
And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck?
Like, that's just some chick, man. That's like saying, who the fuck's
They just thought it was
I'd
like
have to slap them.
Yeah, they just thought it was just some random like MC, you know. And it's I don't know, it's crazy, man. Like you know, it's I feel like you lose like the specialness of the album as a whole coming out, and as like waiting for it and going and buying it and like just racing home to throw it in the CD player or whatever, like throw it in your car and being like pumped to hear this. Like
the shrink wrap off fast enough.
Yeah, it was like a moment and like a super exciting thing that like would tie you to that album. Like I can tell you right now, there's a lot of bands putting out a lot of really good music, but it's never going to hit the same as the first time I threw in Slipknot Subliminal Verses.
Right.
It's not going to hit the same as the first time I threw in Lamb of God, Ashes of the Wake. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Exactly.
The first, or like, I remember buying the Harvest Floor from Cattle Decap. I remember buying Evisceration Plague from Cannibal Corpse. You know what I mean? And like, immediately just throwing it in and just being fucking stoked.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, what's it gonna sound like? How are they gonna open?
Yeah. What is this next song? What is this? And you're like reading the track titles to see which one's like the most brutal.
Yeah.
I fucking love that shit, dude. And you'd like be following along in the lyrics and they just say something like super gnarly and you're just pumped. Like
you're like, I can't believe he just said that.
And that's the kind of shit that made like when you'd go to the show and they had some artwork from some like based off of like some B-side song with some like nasty lyrics on it, you'd be like, oh my God, that's like my favorite fucking song on the record. And it was like, you're pumped. You had to have it. It made that like special. You know what I mean? You wanted to collect everything. You wanted to like be a fan.
To be a fan, and then
be a real fan.
More so, are they coming to my town? Oh, I've got to get tickets.
I got to go buy tickets. I got to be there. I got to meet them. You know, like the whole thing. And
nowadays, you have to sell it to try to sell tickets to your dead grandmother. You know, it's like no one wants to buy them. It's like, well, how the hell do you get people to want to come to your show?
Well, and the thing is, dude, like. Music videos, you don't have to wait for them to be on MTV.
Nope.
You just look it up on YouTube for free whenever. You know,
and there's an art to those videos too.
Oh yeah, dude, and they cost a shitload of money, you know, and they're hard work, man. Like I've definitely left like after filming music videos just feeling like I got my ass beat for like 3 days.
Right.
For sure. Like we did the like I'll tell you 3 of our most recent music videos, dude. Like one of the Dead we filmed during the pandemic. It was from our Monument of Misery record, and we have our yearly festival, Toledo Death Fest. That's my festival. I put it together every year so that my hometown can have a sick death metal festival.
Unholy blessing.
And so, and like we've made it big, man. Like the newspaper writes about it, and like the city's letting us shut down a block of downtown this year and put the stage in the fucking street.
Fuck yeah.
And we got like us and Visceral Disgorge and Pyrexia and Bonginator and shit headlining, and the city's do that.
Okay.
You know, and we're getting close to the point where, you know, we've had like 700 to 1,000 people every year for 5 years straight.
Fucking sick.
And
love it.
And it's all small bands, you know. I think the biggest band we've ever had was probably Oceano. But like we were getting ready to do that. COVID happened. We had to shut it down, whatever. But we had a videographer that's a friend of ours, Austin Scherzberg, was planning to come into town from Minnesota.
Nice.
To shoot Death Fest.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm still down to come down. He's like, so you want to shoot like a music video or something? Like you already paid me a deposit. Like, do you want to just do something? That's true. And I'm like, yeah, dude, like
let's do it.
So yeah, let's do it. So we picked One of the Dead because it was one of the more popular songs off that record because it had like the clean vocals and stuff in it. And you know, as much as everybody is like, oh, they're a death metal band, they're too heavy for this, they're too heavy for that. Dude, our biggest selling songs are the most melodic, clean vocal ass songs that we have on every album.
It's so
those
true.
Are the songs that sell, and the rest of those songs are the ones that we like to play the most.
I like them all equally, but I mean, you know,
they're fun when people know the words and like are stoked about it. That's what makes them fun for me. The crazy like technical death metal stuff is what's fun to play.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's challenging.
Right.
But One of the Dead, we called around, you know, we put a post up on Facebook, like, does anybody have somewhere we can film like a zombie music video, like anybody? And our homie at the time, who actually played drums for us for like a year when we were like, you know, between drummers and stuff, he hit us up. He's like, hey, my dude's mom has this barn she said you could use, whatever.
Awesome.
And we like cleared out the barn and stuff, and like there was some woods and whatever. And we put out an open thing like, hey, hit us up for details if you want to come be in this video. We had a makeup artist there, everything. And like when people showed up, we had no plan, dude. We were just like,
shit.
Show up. How do you want to kill somebody? How do you want to be killed? Whatever the fuck. And we're just like painting people up. You know, we're just doing the zombie thing. One of our fans gave us a casket. So like in the video, like I was in the casket at the start of the video, kind of thing that came out of the casket in the woods or whatever. But it was like a legit real casket. Somebody like gave it to us at a show.
Oh, that's amazing.
Which it was just sick. But
Demons, send me a casket. I need one.
No, the guy came up to us at the merch table and he was like, hey, do you guys have any use for a casket? And we're like, I mean, I don't know why. You know, and he's like, oh, well, I have this casket in my basement if you guys want it. And we're like, first off, why do you have a casket in your basement? Second off, like, what do you want for this? Like, caskets are expensive.
Right, they are.
You know what I mean? Like, and it was like an old school, like, metal casket.
Oh, shit.
She was like heavy as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, give me a t-shirt and like one of your old tour passes and we'll call it even.
Wow.
And we're like, done. You know, like, I don't know what it was like. I don't know what we're going to do with this, but whatever we do with this, it's going to be worth a t-shirt and a tour pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it paid off.
We gave him the shit, you know, and we ended up using it in that video. And
Lizzie says so many.
It's in Texas with our old bass player now.
Oh, okay.
But but yeah, it did make it into a video. And we used it on tour to store. We used to use like real animal bones and stuff at our stage show. And we would store all the actual bones in the casket, and got detained going into Canada because of that at one point.
I have no doubt.
Which that was fun to explain and like try to get like through, you know. But
well, they got to make sure they're not human.
But that video ended up, the One of the Dead video ended up being an 18-hour shoot. And it was exhausting. And just like a lot of bumps and bruises and scrapes and whatever, like filming that.
Oh, sure.
And you know,
like a horror short.
Yeah, it was like filming a miniature like movie. Like we had drone shots and like all kinds of stuff. And we did our 79 years video. The whole premise of that song was about Penhurst Asylum in Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah.
And the Penhurst was open for 79 years. So that's the song title. You know, the whole song is about Penhurst and about facts about Penhurst, and from the point of view of actually being
very
like
gory details.
Yeah, and from the point of view of being locked up and being a patient at Penhurst. The reason that we did a song about it is because we got invited to stay inside Penhurst for a night.
For a whole night. Yep. See if you could take it.
With like a YouTube host.
Oh, okay.
And she was gonna do like a video, like a ghost hunting video featuring us at Penhurst. And we're That's like
fucking amazing.
And we're like, yeah, but we're gonna like sneak off and film some video shit here too. And she's like, yeah, that's cool. Cause you gotta like pay them and get permission and
oh yeah, there's a whole fucking red tape involved.
Yeah, there was a lot going on to be able to go there. So we wrote a song about it so that since we were going there, we could film a video there. And have it be legit, like middle of the night, we are inside Penhurst doing this video. So we did the video thinking that like our horror fans would be super pumped on it. You know what I mean? Like
for real, yeah.
Penhurst is a really, really famous, really popular like ghost hunting place.
Very dark.
And dude, and this is where I'm getting at with like it being like a special kind of thing, you know. I feel like in the early 2000s, that would have been like crucial knowledge about this. And it would have been so sick. And we actually got done filming there, and we didn't have as much footage that was usable because of the lighting or because of whatever that we wanted. So we had like a bunch of scenes from Penhurst. And then we got a hold of Nate Thompson, who owns the Michigan Museum of Horror.
Yeah.
And he actually went with us to the Collingwood Arts Center, which is another haunted location in Toledo.
Whoa.
And we filmed a bunch of remaining scenes in the basement of the Collingwood Arts Center and put them together with the scenes that were actually in Penhurst. And then we got a hold of NBC Philadelphia, who made the documentary Suffer the Little Children that got Penhurst shut down.
Right.
And they allowed us to use actual footage from that documentary in the music video. So like
that's huge, man.
So we thought this was gonna like blow up, dude. We released this shit. Nobody knew what the fuck we were talking about. You know what I mean? Like we literally like we put some deep thought into this, you know, like we put some time into this.
Oh yeah.
And we dropped the video and they're like, your band hasn't been around for 79 years.
What
what the fuck do you mean? And we got a lot of like, what? Is this supposed to be scary or something?
Fucking trolls, man.
It was just like, well, dude, it almost felt like it went over a lot of people's head. You know what I mean? Like, just nobody knew what the fuck Penhurst was. Or
I was gonna say maybe it just like, wasn't knowledge that they had.
Yeah, and I was sitting there thinking like, damn, bummer, dude. Like this was, you know, I thought this was really good.
Yeah.
And then like right around the same time we dropped that, Motionless in White dropped a whole live concert from Penhurst.
Oh, what the fuck?
And it like blew up, dude. I was like, dude, I've
Yeah,
never heard anybody mention this place until right now.
You guys were there first, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
They probably got education off of that, and then it's like, oh, Motionless in White.
No, they're from Pennsylvania in that area.
Oh,
You know,
really?
Not taking anything away from their shit or knocking them in any way. Like, I like Motionless in White personally, but like, yeah, it was just a coincidence that was just like, damn, dude, really? Like,
that's what I'm saying. That's kind of fucked up.
And you know, so that was whatever, you know. So the Bloodletter video, we fucking filmed at the Collingwood Arts Center, on the main like theater stage.
Yeah.
And dude, we had to wrap the entire stage in plastic.
I believe it.
Because
you can't get no fake ass blood on that on them
right. And this is
stage whatsoever.
The Collingwood Arts Center, they've let us do photo shoots there. They let us do the 79 years video in the basement. They let us do this shit where they saw us just walking in with rolls of plastic wrap. And like they just didn't ask any questions. They're like, oh, you guys are good.
They're like, okay, just make sure you clean up.
Yeah, literally like
I don't want to know their
Keith,
names.
Keith, you know where everything is, you know, don't worry, just clean up when you're done. And dude, we wrapped their whole big ass stage in like the big sheets of plastic and just threw like severed body parts and stuff all over the fucking plastic. And then we dumped fake blood everywhere. You know what I mean? Just to make it look like we were just like cutting people up on this whole.
It was a kill room.
Yeah. Like the biggest kill room ever because it's a fucking theater stage.
Exactly.
And it looked cool, you know, and Austin, same dude that did One of the Dead, came down from Minnesota, shot this video.
Nice.
He was like flying the drone from the balcony through like the old chandeliers and stuff to get certain shots. And
that explains a lot.
And we brought in like lighting and like all kinds of stuff, dude. And it was like an 8 or 9 hour video shoot, but the thing that made it just so like exhausting was we did not ahead of time take into consideration how slippery that plastic would be covered in fake blood.
Oh yeah. Somebody done tripped and slipped and fell.
Oh well, nobody fell. Actually, nobody ended up falling, but you had to be very aware and like using your whole body muscles, like when you're throwing down, to not slip, to not just eat shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was very, very exhausting. And he's like, all right, we're going to do it again. I'm going to film from over here. All right, we're going to do it again. Dude,
gotta get the angles.
I swear like 25 times in a row, dude.
Holy shit.
And
could you tell my brother Kyler here? He asks, what is a kill room?
It's a room that you kill people in, dude. Like, what do you like? You know, like in a horror movie where like the whole room's wrapped in plastic and they're just like
special place.
Yeah,
to work.
Yeah, but no,
it's all
was
good love, brother.
It was awesome, like filming there and stuff. But dude, it was so ridiculous. And then like at one point, and Austin did great with the editing because he put it in reverse at one point and everything. But our bass player was standing on a ladder with like a gallon jug of blood.
Damn.
And just emptied that shit on my head while I was singing, sitting in a chair. So it's just like flooding me. Dude, it was so much. Like just so much blood. And like I'm just soaked and I'm trying to sing, but like even if when my eyes are open, all I see is just like red over everything. Yep. And
in there.
He emptied that whole jug, dude, like a gallon or half gallon, however much it was. It's so much more than you think it is, just like holding the bottle.
Droplets dripping off your eyebrows, you know.
Oh, dude, yeah. Just like whole waves. And it was gnarly, dude. But like we got awesome footage.
Yes, you did.
Like it was a great shot, and I'm so happy we did it. And I think I have some like behind the scenes photos where I'm actually laying on the plastic on the stage making like snow angels in the fake blood.
Yep.
Just like fucking off after just being covered in it. And then like
did the same thing.
Yeah. And at the end of the shoot, we like ripped all the plastic up and we just balled the body parts in it. We're just like, we're not even fucking with this. Like, and so we're dragging this outside, and the guy comes around. And he goes, "What are you doing with that?"
Uh-oh.
And we're like, "Well, we'll take it with us." He's like, "You can throw it in our dumpster." He's like, "But he's like, I hope they don't pick up garbage tomorrow because I want to call my boss here and tell her to look in the dumpster or whatever." You know what I mean? Like, and they thought it was hilarious. They thought it was great. I sent them the video probably before I sent it to anybody because they were just like stoked to see it. You know.
No better way to prank the boss than say, "Hey, look in the dumpster."
Yeah, and there's just plastic and blood and body parts.
Blood, body parts, you know, no big deal.
Yeah, so those videos take a lot of work, man. Another video we had that took a lot of work was the No Survivors video. It's claymation. And
such an art form.
Our buddy Shane did that video. It took him a couple months. And it was expensive and it was time consuming. And it was just like, I don't know. I didn't know what to expect. I finally got it back, and it was like almost if you mix the movie Alien with like Celebrity Deathmatch.
And, like, man, our band. Killer.
It was cool. Like the whole video was just claymation versions of us like fighting xenomorphs. So
nice.
It was
not an easy task.
And we had him put Scott from Carnifex in it because he did the guest vocal, and he's the one that gets like the alien bursts out of his chest at the beginning of the song. And we were actually in Europe when we got that scene back, and we're like, "Scott, check this out!" And he had no idea that we were even making a video for it or that he was going to be in it.
Oh, no shit.
So we got the first reaction in person from him. But no, it's and. So yeah, it kind of sucks with videos being just given away, you know, for free on YouTube. Not that I feel like you should have to pay for a music video because it is like promotional, you know what I mean? But like,
yeah,
it was cool. I feel like there was more excitement to a music video when you had to wait for it to come on TV.
It was properly marketed. You know, it's like, this is going to blow your mind. This, you know, coming, you know, such and such day and time. Check out this new edition of like Headbangers Ball. It's like, we got the new video from Danzig.
And it was going to be like a certain quality too. Like it wasn't just going to be anybody can upload something to YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. They would say, you know, this prominent music video director directed it, all that shit.
Yeah, or they'd have like the cool backstory behind the video or something like that. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it made it fucking fun.
So yeah, so in a way, I do appreciate that streaming kind of allows anybody and everybody to put their music and their art out there. I think that's awesome. I think that should be the case.
Yeah.
But on the same note, I kind of liked the exclusiveness of like, we made an album. You know what I mean? And this album's like coming out, or like the exclusiveness of like, you know, we made this video and it's going to be on Headbangers Ball.
Yeah. Or even,
or we're promoting our band and we're in, you know, Terrorizer magazine or whatever, you know,
or Kerrang or some shit.
Or, yeah.
Because the Hipperator like dropped off the face of the planet aeons ago. That used to be the go-to. That one and Circus. Those were the two biggest metal magazines. But with your permission, I want to exclusively show everybody out there. You guys have been awesome. Any questions, of course, demons, addicts in the comment section, please don't be afraid to ask. But with your permission, Keith, I'd like to show a little bit of the Bloodletter video because honestly, everything that you said about it makes it that much more sick to me.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely, man.
I loved it, from the beginning. So we're going to check that out here in just a second. Gotta love StreamYard. So much fun. All right, here we go. A little bit of Bloodletter. Right after. I can't fucking stand it. There we go. Nope, sorry, one more. Yep, we don't know nothing about this. Just have to say that's an epic still shot right there.
Yeah, man. Austin did a great job with this video for sure, man. Yeah, that plastic was an absolute skating rink.
Absolutely. All right, just enough so that I don't get hit with copyright.
Yeah.
Because trust me,
Cleopatra
I would show them the whole thing, but I am the Howard Stern of Facebook, so
all good, man, all good.
Just fucking amazing. I love how the camera work, they make the blood go up instead of down on your face.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. They reversed that shot of the blood getting poured on my head, man. It was killer. It was worth it.
And such a sick fucking song too, man. I love the way your guitar players work, because there's almost like a King Diamond thing going on there, but with the harmonizing of the guitar parts.
Mm-hmm.
Very symphonic in a way, and that's another thing. Who does all of the orchestral stuff that kind of goes along with it?
So for a lot of years, we had Katie McCrimmon was our keyboardist.
Oh, okay.
She was with us from 2014 through 2022.
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
So everything from the process to Harvesters of Flesh and Bone, she had a large hand in writing that.
Wow.
Now, as far as the keyboard parts themselves,
sick fucking artwork, by the way.
Thank you.
My goodness.
So Katie has done a lot of the keyboards that you hear on our stuff. For this new record that we just recorded, I think all we have left to do is we have a couple guest features that need to get recorded.
Okay.
We have all of the drums like mapped out.
Nice.
As far as like what he's gonna play, and like the MIDI drums are all there. But we're waiting for time in between tours to get him in the studio to re-record everything with live drums.
Fuck yeah.
But the guitars are done, the bass is done, the keyboards are done, the vocals are done. Aside from the vocal features. Um, so really, we just have to re-record the drums and then get it mixed and mastered is the main thing. And we will have a new record out hopefully by the end of this year.
Nice. Wow.
If not very early 2027, we'll have a new record. And Toby, our guitar player, actually did the keyboards on this one.
Oh, okay.
So and he did a killer job, man. It's the new record. The new record is definitely definitely different than what we've done. It almost reminds me of the way older stuff more than it does like Harvesters or Monument, you know. It reminds me of when we did like Poison Words and when we did The Process and stuff like that, like way in the early days of the band, because it was like,
that's awesome.
So we kind of this is kind of a new chapter of the band, like moving forward. I feel like the band is kind of at this point evolved into something more than what it had been, you know. And like I said, we upgraded the stage show majorly. We added Chris as a full-time band member.
Right.
We added Slim, formerly of Green Jello, as our new bass player.
That's amazing as well.
Those two add a lot to the stage show themselves. They're both great performers. And then we've had the core lineup of our drummer Isaac, me, and Toby for several years now, and we're, you know, good friends and all playing really, really tight together. So everybody in the band is, you know, kind of approaching everything with a different attitude than we have in the past. And something that we've embraced over the past few years has really been our ability to play outside of the metal circuit.
Yep.
You know, we've been playing metal shows, don't get me wrong, and like our headline tours, we take out metal bands,
of course,
know, generally. But on the same note, we did several tours with Green Jello.
Yep.
We did the Gathering of the Juggalos twice. We did Hollow Wicked. We did some tour dates with Shaggy Two Dope.
Nice.
We did a full tour with Isham.
Isham's amazing.
Isham is incredible, man. Incredible. And he's touring with a full band.
I don't care what anyone says about it. It's badass shit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, dude, he was playing. We did that tour.
I'm so jealous.
It was us, direct support for Isham, you know, and then we told all the venues, like, make the local openers half metal bands, half like juggalo rappers, basically.
Nice.
And so every night was a totally mixed up genre, like Bill, but it worked. There's a bunch of metalheads there. There's a bunch of juggalos there. You know, juggalos like metal.
They do.
You know, we've gone over really well at the different shows we've been able to play. You know, within that world, and so we went out and we did the run with Isham, and dude, it was awesome. It was so cool. Not only playing in front of just a very different crowd,
right,
than what we're used to outside of doing like the Gathering or Hollow Wicked or something like that. But just doing it in normal clubs. Yeah. And getting to sit there and talk with, you know, Isham. And he is a very cool, very down-to-earth dude.
The real ones always are.
Very, very nice guy. And it felt like he was just as pumped to do the tour, you know, with a metal band as we were to go out with him. And he actually has Sean Hostler playing bass for him. Nice. Sean was our keyboard player in 2012 and is now playing bass for Isham. Another homie of ours, Alex from Agatha Hag, is playing guitar for him.
Wow.
And he's got the drummer from Acid Witch.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, it was like playing, like seeing him. He was doing his normal songs, but seeing him with the band, they were like playing breakdowns over it and stuff, and he was rapping over it, and it was like it kind of gave like Rage Against the Machine kind of vibes.
Sure. Yeah.
It was like kind of heavy. It was like new metal heavy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It wasn't like blast beats and gutturals or anything, but it was sick. And you know, after a couple nights, we started hearing Isham throwing in some like growls and stuff.
Oh, really?
And I was like,
that's cool.
I was like, that's dope. You know, like that's awesome. And we got some video of him in Cleveland in our mosh pit, just pitting hard as fuck during our set.
Nice.
And cracks me up because I never thought that would happen. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because most people think that if you're, you know, a hip hop guy or a rap guy, that you're not gonna like metal. Or turns out most of them love tons of different bands.
And like, dude, some of the best shows that we've done ever have been like shows that if you just black and white, like look at the lineup and go, that's a metal band, that's a rapper, that's a this, that's a that. There's no reason we would have been on the show.
Right.
You know what I mean? And sometimes those are the best shows. Like, you know, we've opened for The Offspring before. And like on that same show that we were opening for The Offspring, we played right after Tech Nine.
Right.
Now,
Tech Nine always does metal shows.
Is one of the greatest live shows I've seen, dude. It was incredible. It was at Blue Ridge Rock Festival, and dude, we played in front of 26,000 people.
Yep.
It was nuts, and they loved it. And then right after we were done, it was like, here's The Offspring. And it was just like, damn, like, but at the same time I was pumped because I listened to Tech Nine. I also listened to The Offspring.
Exactly.
So it was cool to see, you know, all those bands. And like we did Rockfest in Wisconsin last year, opening for Eve 6.
Okay.
No reason that makes sense.
No.
But honestly, was one of the most fun shows I've ever played.
I totally believe
it. It was incredible. You know what I mean? The Gathering this year was fantastic. We just did Juggle, Ohio in Columbus. That was our last show that we just that we just finished, and it was at the King of Clubs.
Down in Columbus.
Yeah, and it was sold out. Of course, and it was fun. We were the only band. Oh, everybody else was a rapper. You know, Ouija Mac headlined, and we were the only artist that had a drum set or instruments or like anything. And
also,
so yeah, and it went over just so well. And like some of the pictures you had shown, that like crowd picture and the picture with everybody holding their phone lights up and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Those are from Juggle, Ohio. Those are from last month.
No shit.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, if you look back above the bar in the middle, you can see the King of Clubs logo.
Yep, I sees it.
Yeah, so
I played that. I played that place with a Rammstein cover band on a tour stop quite a few years ago. Mm-hmm. They were called Fleischgewehr.
Yeah,
it's a great place.
Oh yeah, one of the best clubs in the country, probably.
I would agree.
For sure. But yeah, I mean, so we've been really open to just, you know, playing more to where is there going to be people and playing to like, right. And also playing to like artists that we want to see.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I get stoked. I want to go see ICP. You know what I mean? Like for sure. So if we get to play with them, that's fantastic. And
I could definitely see that in your future.
Well, we have already.
Oh shit!
But like, you know, hopefully in the future it's more. But right, yeah. It's one of those things where we just stopped trying to fit in with the metal scene. And And the way we looked at this new album, we did some weird stuff. We experimented on this album, and we just kind of wrote what we wanted to write and what we thought would work for all of our fans. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a metal album. 100%. It's still heavy. There's still plenty of gutturals and breakdowns and whatever.
Yeah, but there's plenty of room to
but
experiment. And I mean, it depends on the emotion and the level of things.
But there's some features that people aren't going to really expect. And there's
they'll be open to it.
There's definitely some like more stuff musically that we haven't done before.
Mm-hmm.
That was a blast, and we're really excited about it. We're really proud of it. So we're hoping that everybody else is too. But if not, I mean, and it's one of those like, oh, this album isn't that metal or whatever. It's like, okay, go listen to the other 7 then. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. This one we did because it was fun.
Well, there's always 2 crowds. There's the purists, and then there's the ones that are open to a lot of different things.
Yeah,
and I think you've hit both of those crowds. So
I think to an extent, yeah. And like I was saying, man, we did this one for us. We hope everybody likes it.
Should do it for,
you know. For years, you know, you're always on a label, and you're listening to the label, and you're listening to management, you're listening to industry people saying, "This is the next move you got to make. This is the next move you got to make." Well,
they're evil. If there's such a thing as evil,
you know,
it's them.
And in our experience so far, with us, they have not been correct. So, you know, trying really hard to fit into this box of like, we're a death metal band. We're gonna play death metal. You know what I mean? And the main
death
thing,
metal is changing though too. So,
you know, and so for this one, we're just like, oh, if we want to sing in this song, we'll sing in this song. Oh, we want to break down here, sick. You know that, and it was really just, you know, I'm excited to put it out because there's a lot of surprises that I don't think people are going to expect, and it feels
that's awesome though.
It feels fresh to me. You know what I mean? Like it feels like when you first start a project and
you're so excited to like
just everything's exciting. Everybody's stoked about what's happening in the band, and like the whole lineup is into it.
Yeah,
and the stage show's going well. The turnouts are good.
It's like a carnival of horrors,
you know. And it everything feels like just like fresh right now. So we're excited. We have a super busy tour schedule the rest of the year, and we'll be finishing up this album in the in betweens. Like I said, we're very close. We just have to do drums and we're waiting on a couple features to get recorded. Once we have that, it goes to mixing and mastering.
Well, you heard it here first, Black Flame Universe. It's coming hopefully by the end of the year, if not at the first of 2027.
We will see. Pending label situations, pending just kind of in general, like what's going on. I mean, another big thing with smaller bands, budget.
Of course.
It costs a lot of money to make a record. It costs even more to put it out.
That's right.
So it's, the more touring we do, the more of a budget we'll have for that.
It's the way to do it.
And so that's what we're really focused on right now, is just playing as much as we can over the summer. And hopefully having this album out by the fall.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. We're a little behind schedule from where we initially wanted to be. But it was kind of ourselves wanting it to be on that schedule more than we're being forced to be on that schedule.
Right.
You know, nobody's up our ass about an album right now.
Thank goodness.
So it's very much us pushing to get this done. And it's been a long time coming. The last time we were in the studio prior to this was 2021. And the last album that came out was 2023, and that was Harvesters.
Right.
Right at the end of 2023. So,
which there is a question about that. Erica asked, who is the artist that drew the cover work for that album?
Koki Greenway. He did the artwork for the first time we worked with him. Was on the This Is Hell album.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also did Monument of Misery. And then when we did the 10-year anniversary of the band, we re-recorded our first like song that got like actually popular for a second, which was The Human Disease. We did The Human Disease 2.0, and we had him do the single artwork for that. And then we had him do Harvesters as well. So we've got almost 10 years into working with Koki.
Nice.
Yeah.
Definitely a perfect choice.
He's
the
killer.
Imagery is haunting. Yeah. I love it.
I actually somewhere on my hard drive have a picture of the original sketch of the Harvesters artwork that I sent to him. Because he was like, I explained to him what I wanted, and he goes, "I don't know what you're talking about. Send me a sketch."
I love it.
And I'm just like, okay. And it's like, dude, it's on like notebook paper with like,
sure,
with like a pen, and just like little blurbs and stuff. Like, this is supposed to be this. I know it looks like shit, but this is supposed to be this. And then he sends me back, what the cover is, and I was just blown away. I was like, wow.
That's true artists for you,
awesome.
Man. You give them the ideas and the parameters and the freedom, and that's what you get.
Yeah. So I mean, he will more than likely be doing the artwork for the upcoming one as well. And he actually after the This Is Hell album came out, he did we got contacted by someone that makes a book called Aesthetics of Sickness.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's like they did a hardback or like a hardcover like book of the 100 goriest album covers of all time.
Oh, dude.
And
that means it was in there with Cannibal for sure.
Yeah, they put us in there for the This Is Hell record. And then a couple years later they did a follow-up to that, but it was more like a magazine.
Yeah.
And they put Monument of Misery in that one.
Nice.
But yeah, I have the book somewhere. It came in like a biohazard bag, and it came with like rubber gloves and like the little like mask and shit, like surgical mask. But yeah, no, we were in Aesthetics of Sickness, 100 goriest album covers of all time. And it's in there with like Cannibal and Cali Cap, and I think like the page we're on also has Thy Art Is Murder's album Hate on it. So yeah, no, it was an honor to be part of a book like that for sure, especially growing up. And dude, there was a place in Toledo called Ramalama Records, and I used to work before I like started touring. I used to work at Arby's.
Oh, wow.
Like just like cleaning floors and doing dishes. And
I was going to say, so you understood the art of cutting meat.
Actually, it was so long ago that for the first large amount of time that I worked there, I wasn't allowed to use the slicer because I wasn't 18.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So like they would have me like do dishes, and like I could do the fryer.
Right.
And
you can burn the fuck out of yourself, but
but don't cut yourself on a slicer. Yeah.
No, that's not allowed.
I could also, if the slicer was taken apart, I could do all the dishes involved with the slicer.
Oh shit!
But I wasn't allowed to use it.
That's crazy.
So yeah, but like, so I worked at Arby's, and every 2 weeks I'd get a paycheck.
Yep.
And I got paid on the same day as like our guitar player in my old band at the time, and he would like pick me up after he got off work, and we would go to Ramalama, and they would have just this whole fucking wall of metal CDs.
That's
and
Love
I
it.
would just like look for the most crazy looking shit and just buy that. You know, and if I hated it, whatever, it's whatever. But
Well,
like
that
I would
was
spend solidly 2/3 of my paycheck every 2 weeks at Ramalama buying CDs. And
it was a magical time.
a magical time indeed. Like you just go there, and I found so many bands like that. Like so many bands like that I would just be like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but this artwork is crazy.
It's killing me.
Or
And
like,
listen.
yeah, yeah. And
Mm,
or just like shit that like your friends would be talking about and you'd like see it there and you'd be like, all right, I'm checking it out. It
yeah.
wasn't just like click this link and listen to 30 seconds of a song. It was like, I bought this, I'm gonna jam this whole CD.
I'm gonna
And then
listen.
even if I hate it, I'm gonna listen to it like 3 more times just to make sure I hate it. You know, like, well, because there's albums like that where like the first time I heard it, I'm not about it. But you hear it like 5 or 6 times and it just kind of grows on you and you're like, actually, this is sick.
Yep.
Like, so you always got to make sure you got to give it like multiple listens. And I feel like with streaming, it's so easy to not do that.
Right.
Like you click it and you listen to like, you get like a minute into a song and it already feels like it's been forever. And then you're just like, yeah, I'm good on that. And then you just never listen to it again.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so easy to do that. So yeah,
It
definitely
is.
a magical time with the going to buy records thing.
I still have this like twisted, nightmare that one day that will come back. I really hope so. I've always hoped, after I left the music business that, hopefully, bands coming up or bands that are still going strong, not the ones that are making all the fucking money, obviously, because they're just like, well, anywhere we show up, we get, 50 G's or whatever. But for bands coming up, I hope they boycott a lot of the streaming services and really focus on trying to push that physical media. I mean, you see it even with like the bigger bands like Rob Zombie. Anytime he drops a new album, there's always a vinyl drop. There's vinyl drops for like all the Doom guys, as well as, bands like Lamb of God and shit like that too. So hopefully if there's enough bands that keep pushing that, eventually, hopefully, and don't put there's bands that won't put their stuff up on Spotify or Amazon Music or whatever. But I think it's a very useful tool to put it on streaming services for Europe. I don't know if you would agree with that because it's easier for them to find you than physical copies unless you have distribution like that.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, as far as like the physical distribution, it is cool. Like when we went to Japan, the physical media there is still very alive and well. Which I was kind of caught off guard by.
They're huge on cassettes too.
We just as like a collector's type thing, we released our Monument of Misery album. We did like a run of like 50 cassettes.
Nice.
And we did them on like, they were like slime green, see-through, glow-in-the-dark cassettes.
Mm-hmm.
So they would glow like nuclear green in the dark kind of
Love
thing.
it.
And we sold all of them in 24 hours, just like on an online post. They were gone like so fast. But when we went to Japan right after the Harvesters of Flesh and Bone album came out, and we were going there with Obituary, and all the shows were sold out, and we had never been there. I'm thinking like nobody in Japan knows who the hell we are.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And Cleopatra had put our album in stores in Japan because we were going there.
That's amazing.
So we went over there, and I'm like, hey, we're near Tower Records when we were in Tokyo. And I was like, let's go to Tower Records and buy our album.
Nice.
And like take a picture and stuff. Like just, I thought that would be fucking cool to buy our album. Of
course.
Literally on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
So we went to Tower Records and we like could not find it, dude. Like could not find the album at all. And we're like, dude, it literally says on their website they have it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I went up to the cashier or whatever. I started talking to her, trying to find the record, and informed her that we were the band. You know, and like told her like, this is us. I'm looking for our CD. And when they realized, oh, this is the band for this CD that's in our store right now, they got like the managers and shit, and they were like trying to help us track down a copy of our album.
Oh, that's so cool, though.
According to them, they did have our album, and they sold all the copies they got.
Oh, damn.
Like, it sold out, and the album had only been out for like a month.
Wow.
At the time. So we were like, what the fuck? You know, they couldn't have had it for more than like 2 weeks, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And we're thinking like, what, did you have like 1 or 2 copies or something? And they're like, no, we had a whole box. And
damn.
And when we went to the show, you know, there was a lot of people that had them, that brought them for us to sign.
Damn.
And stuff. And we were talking to the agent, like tour manager over there, and he was like, yeah, dude, when you come here, instead of like Spotify or like YouTube or whatever, people in Japan will just go to the store and buy your album.
That's fucking sick.
And just like listen to it if they're coming to a show. So because we were going over there with Obituary,
mm-hmm.
and they didn't know who we were, they immediately went to the record stores to go buy it, to check it out. Which is what
people should do.
And it was awesome. And there was, on the same tour, right when we got there, we were in Osaka, and we were walking from the hotel to sound check, and we just hear, hey, just on the street. You know, we're not in makeup, we're not anything, we're just going to sound check. And it was a dude, he had our CD in his hand, like a Lorna Shore hat, you know what I mean?
Whoa.
Like some Deathcore shirt or whatever. And he wanted a picture, and he wanted us to sign it. By the time we were done with that, there was a whole group of people around us on the street. Some of them, I don't even think, knew who the fuck we were. They just assumed that we were somebody like exciting.
Right.
Because these other people were stoked. And so we're like, before you know it, there's like 20 people around us, like mobbing us, like trying to get pictures and autographs and shit. And it was the most insane thing I've ever experienced, because that doesn't happen in the US.
Nope, sure don't.
You know what I mean? Like, not to us. And so we went in, we did the sound check and stuff, and like, it was crazy. The first, when they opened doors, watching everybody, instead of like the US, handful of people will walk in, hang out at the bar and grab beers. They're not going near the stage until something's happening.
Exactly.
They're not even showing up until halfway through the show.
Yup.
For the bands they already know they want to see.
For the bands they know. Yeah. Like, what the fuck, man?
In Japan,
never
it was like
that.
Everybody was there like at doors. And as soon as they opened doors, people just sprinted to the front of the stage, grabbed the barricade, and just like stayed there. And I was like, what is happening? Like, this is, I didn't know this shit was real. Like, you see it in like movies and shit. And it's super crazy. And what else was crazy was seeing people in like straight up like suits from work.
Oh yeah.
Going up to the metal show, you know, and it was super crazy. Like, yeah, and like our drummer like threw out a stick, and some girl caught it in the crowd and like started crying.
She was like, oh,
like, oh my God, I have this, you know, like super pumped. She came over to the merch table and like we signed it and stuff. Mm-hmm. And they were just so fucking pumped about everything. I mean, obviously most of them were there for Obituary, like obviously. But the fact that they were so open to just being like, this band's sick too.
Exactly.
And they buy tons of merch, you know, when we go there. And like Europe's kind of the same way, you know, and
for sure. I think that there's a respect factor. because obviously they're very, very big on respect in that country.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
if you're on the bill with somebody that they know and they already love, they're going to give you that same respect, which makes them more open to listening to you.
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, we've had a million like great shows in the US. We love playing here at home, you know, but we've also had a million really bad shows in the US. and it's like,
that's
man,
the truth of it, unfortunately.
This could have gone way better than this, you know, that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's a whole different ball game going to different places. You know, we have some plans to go to some more places that we have not gone to before.
South America, man.
And
South America.
We've heard really good things about South America.
Brazil, especially, and Portugal. Two of the biggest like metal countries down there.
Yeah. And I mean, like, we want to get over through like Asia. We want to go back to Europe. We want to go back to the UK. We're planning to go back to Japan. We want to hit Australia.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of stuff. So, what we have started doing, we did our first show there in March of last year, and we'll be back this October, is playing shows in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. Huge on metal as well.
Yeah. There had not been a lot of metal shows, like, because I'm not talking about like Honolulu, I'm talking Hilo,
right?
On Big Island, and like there's metal shows in Honolulu, but like on Big Island, it was like not a big thing until like the recent couple years. Damien, who used to be the vocalist for Vital Remains, now lives out in Hawaii, and he was like, man, it's cheaper for me to bring bands here to play a show than it is for me to fly back to the mainland US every time I want to see a band I want to see.
That's so true.
So he's got like a PA and a drum kit and amps and whatever, and he started throwing shows out there, man. And he started doing something called Big Island Metal Bash.
Nice.
And he started it a couple years ago. And he had green jello on the Metal Bash or whatever. And they told him about us because we had just done a tour together. And he got a hold of me. And we started talking. And we had the Left to Die tour in Japan planned. And we're like, well, we could stop and do a show like on the way to Japan. And because it was a bucket list thing for us to do Hawaii.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because number one, that just doesn't seem like a place you're ever going to get asked to play as a metal band.
That's so true.
And number two, you know, like growing up in Toledo, in, you know, not a rich family by any means.
Right.
And all that kind of shit. Like there was a couple rich kids in your class that got to go to Hawaii on like vacation like once. But like, not me, dude. Like,
not me either, man.
If we went to like a Tigers game in Detroit, that shit was crazy.
That was a big deal. Yeah,
that was a big deal for years. You know what I mean? Like,
or to see the Cleveland Browns play it. You know,
I'm a Steelers fan, so
that's okay.
I do not need to see the Browns play ever.
I don't either. Not at all.
But yeah, I mean, like if you were to go to like some big event like that, or you go to a concert at like the Palace of Auburn Hills in Michigan or something like that, or that was like a big deal. You know, sometimes people would go to like Florida over the summer.
They're still in Ohio, Erica. Yes.
Yeah, we are still in Ohio. Well, I am.
He is.
I am. Chris also lives in Ohio.
Are you guys going to Cincinnati at all on your tour?
Not on this tour.
Not on this tour.
We are doing Louisville though.
Nice.
So we're doing like a really small dive bar. It's like a free show. But we will probably be doing closer to Cincinnati in like June or July. But yeah, me and Chris are in Ohio. Toby, our guitarist, is in Michigan. Slim lives in Texas. And our drummer is from Toronto, Canada.
Nice.
So we're a little bit all over.
A little scattered.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it's not so bad for all of us to get together.
No.
But it takes a little bit of doing. It has to be like worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not gonna do just like a random like one-off show.
No.
Or whatever. Like it's gotta be either a really big show.
Exactly. It's gotta make sense.
That's worth everybody coming in for, or we have to pair it with like recording or shooting a music video, or like it's got to be a full tour, or at least 3 to 5 dates like together that like pay enough to cover like
all the
expenses of everybody, you know, coming through, because essentially we're paying what we would normally pay in like a week or something for 3 days for everybody, you know. So the expenses get a lot higher when we have to do stuff like that, but it's not impossible. It just has to make sense.
It has to make sense. Yes.
So,
well, I mean, it's definitely been an absolute blast having you on the show. I know that you guys are leaving in 2 weeks to start a new leg of the tour that you got going on.
Yep.
Subliminally, Demons, at the bottom of the screen is the website that you could be following the Convalescence at tconband.com to follow and get all the updates, as well as, I'm sure, merch and other things on there. This is shameless plug time. So where can everybody find you guys? And of course, all of your music besides the .com there.
The website has all of our ticket links, all of our tour dates, our music, links to our different merch stores, all that kind of stuff, links to our Spotify and all that. We are anywhere you can stream music. Go to your local bar. We're probably on the jukebox. Realistically, like if they got touch tunes or whatever.
For sure.
YouTube, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, Spotify, all the things. Yeah. So type in our band name, you'll find it somewhere. But the website will direct you to most of those places.
Exactly, including Instagram and Facebook.
Yep.
But man, you know, after all this time, how do you see the future of the band going forward?
I think it's good, man. Like I said, everything feels fresh right now. It feels like a new chapter in what we're doing. We got a new music we've been working on.
Right.
Some new video ideas. We just upgraded the stage show. We have some ideas to continue to do that. The shows on this first tour of the year went really, really well. We're excited about this next run. We have some big plans for next year already. On like more of an international level. So yeah, I mean, we're excited. I think that I think the band is still building. I think we're kind of building in a different direction than we normally are at this point. But I think it's going well, and I'm excited.
Fuck yeah. And then a personal question for me, since it's no secret that I am making my first directing, I should say, that I've written a new indie horror film called The Contract. Would you be open to the idea of having one of your songs as part of the soundtrack?
Yeah, we're always open to that. We just have to talk about that.
Of course.
But yeah, we're always open to that. We've done some stuff with a couple movies and video games and stuff already. We worked with James Balsamo.
Oh, yep, I know him.
Yeah. Our song,
the king of 200 plus films.
Yeah, he's a character for sure. But he used our
He's
song.
A cool dude.
Yeah, he used our song "One of the Dead" in his 14 Ghosts movie.
Oh yeah, I know
You
the
know,
one.
the whole tagline of one more than 13.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes, he
This one's
used
a
one.
bit more serious. It's demon cinema.
Yeah, he used it in 14 Ghosts. We did a cameo in Nate Thompson's Cult Affairs movie.
Okay, I know him as well.
And One of the Dead was also in that. But we were actually in that, like, performing. We did what was it? There was another movie that came out called Death Metal.
Nah.
And it was like a super, like, low budget horror film
Oh yeah,
about a death metal band that, like, gets possessed
I love it.
because they like use their they use their lyrics from some, like, cursed book or something like that. And, like, I don't know, it's a wild movie, but they used our
Sounds like a play on Deathgasm.
yeah, they used our song Scum for that.
Fuck yeah. Nice.
And then we're actually in the video game Mosh Pit Mayhem.
Oh yeah.
So you can be us and go fight people in a mosh pit, or you can be your own character and fight us.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we met the creators of the video game when we just played out in Vegas last month, and it was cool to, like, put a face to the emails.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Actually meet those dudes, and they wanted to see what we thought of the game and all that kind of stuff, and
Nice.
actually see the live show, like, for real. So they came out to Vegas on a live festival and caught us out there. So definitely cool. I think that comes out on PS5 this year.
Nice.
So I'm not a big, like, PC gamer.
Neither
I know
am
it's
I.
I know you
prefer
can,
console.
I know you can get it on Steam right now and play it. But I've been waiting for the PS5 release. I know our merch guy and I think our drummer have played it.
Oh, okay.
But when it comes out on console, I'll get in on that for sure.
Same. I will definitely put that on my wish list.
I'm sure we will. Yeah, you can already go on, like, the PlayStation Store.
Yep.
And add it to your wish list and stuff.
You heard it here, demons.
But
Black Flame Universe.
Yeah, but you can't download it yet. So I don't know what the exact release date of it. I know they were shooting for 420. I don't know. I don't know if that's actually happening. Or I heard it might be pushed back to summer. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on it after broadcast to make sure that I get in there.
It's made by Stoner Games.
Nice.
So
we are no strangers to that. So
hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Awesome. Definitely for everybody that has shown up for you out in the comment section watching around the world. What is your lasting message for them?
Just go check out the band. Come see us live. Odds are, regardless of where you're at in the world, at some point we are going to be playing near you. So come out, come say hello. Definitely keep supporting Reapers Underground. Definitely check out the band, do a deep dive into the discography. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. Either way, it's there. And yeah, that's about all I got here.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me tonight in the Underground, and thank all of you for choosing Reapers Underground for your Friday night entertainment. And I know what you're going to do, demons. You're going to go and you're going to follow the band. Facebook, Instagram, all the streaming platforms, however the fuck you get your music these days. You better be following them and checking out all the discography, because I want to see another 10 fucking years at least from this band, because I feel that you have something very fucking of metal without a doubt. And that's what makes you special. You're doing what you love. And of course, adding in the horror elements and all that stuff. I mean, I couldn't be more proud of the body of work that you guys have done. But don't forget, Demons, tomorrow night, if you are ready to sin in epic fashion with us and get your guts busted at the same time, the goddamn program will be on at 9 p.m. CST. So definitely check that out as well. Keith, I wish you guys the best. Please tag me in everything that you got online so I can repost that shit for you. Absolutely. And I will keep our audience up to date with all your stuff.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on the show.
Anytime. Especially, I would love to have you guys back on as you get ready to release the new album as well.
Oh, for sure.
All right. And all the rest of you out there around the world in the Black Flame universe, always stay heavy.
Thank you for joining us on Rebirth Underground. Stay tuned for more from